Yeah, no, really, seriously, you need to get that fixed. You have literally got supersonic bobblehead turrets. That sounds cool, but honestly, probably isn't.
Yippee-yay!
So, I need to speak to the mayor, who at the moment seems somewhat indisposed. I'm probably going to have to get to the bottom of that particular mystery first. I could also talk to the deputy, but of course he's preoccupied with a drunken sheriff and so may not have time to clear up a case of identity theft for Elias. Yeah, I've got a few things to do before I get that cleared up. I've also agreed to help out the colonel. Okay, over there. I've got to speak to a few people. And also find a functioning vertibird rotor. Oh, wow, that really is... Wait. Is that close to the crater or in the crater? Yeah, I can... There was a lot of radiation around the research center. I could go and check there. See if I find the rotor blade. Obviously, the more work I do for the NCR, the better my reputation, the more chance I've got of getting my way. I'm still thinking I head to the construction site because I'm not that far away now and see if I can solve that issue. My mechanical skills are now somewhat better. I can head out this way. And then while I'm there, I could speak to Stanton. I need to find a job for someone as well. Can't remember his name. Cannot remember his name. I am terrible at names. I think it begins with D. Donnie. Donnie. Now, I can vouch for him once my reputation with the NCR is a little better. Is that a good idea? I don't really know him. Yeah. Vouch for him and then he turns out to be a lazy bum. That doesn't look good for me, does it? Hate to be a little selfish. Perhaps I need a chat with Donnie beforehand. Can't remember exactly where I spoke to him. It was in Baker somewhere. And of course he could just be wandering around. Right. I need to check the equipment around here. Question, of course, which equipment do... The crane operator cabin appears to be non-operational. Investigate the crane. Right. You enter the crane and realise something is wrong with the startup console, but you can't figure out what it is. If you had a bit more knowledge about machines, you might be able to identify the problem. You know what? I brought some homework. Yes, I did. We're fixing things. Right. Now let's take another look at it. You enter the crane and realise an administrative shutdown code has been entered in the startup console, rendering the crane non-functional. An administrative code. Confront Fuld about his corruption. Yes. Where was... Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't need to sneak around and check his records. I'm not saying I couldn't have done that. But I'm glad I don't have to, because not getting spotted is not one of my greatest
So what if
talents.
we're late? Not like we've got anywhere to be.
Fuld.
You need something?
Yes. Who are you? Why is your job? Okay, I may not get a chance to ask you this again. Why is your jaw messed up?
This conversation is over.
Oh, okay.
You need something?
Sorry, look, I know that an admin shutoff code was entered into the construction equipment. Care to explain yourself?
Well, you see, as a matter of safety, I shut those machines down. And I must have forgotten to turn them back on in the morning. Look, what do you want from me?
I want cash. No, I don't. I want the truth. Don't tell me I can't handle the truth. I might shoot you. I have evidence that you hindered an NCR operation for your own gain.
Shit. It's Stanton, okay? He sends the money to keep things from moving too quickly.
Oh.
He puts a lot of money into Baker, and he does a lot of good things for the people here. A completed overpass will lead to the NCR clearing out Kelso and making a new highway south. That means traffic can avoid Baker, and I-15 risks drying up. It's good for everyone if we don't finish this thing.
I'm going to turn you... Sell this with your employees. Give them all the extra funds. Otherwise, you're going to jail. I'm going to turn you in for this. Am I? Ooh. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, do I want them to finish this? I mean, it's bad for Baker. Do I want the NCR going over there a little quicker? I don't know. I haven't decided with the NCR at the moment. Tell you what, the most important thing, settle this with your employees, give them the extra funds, otherwise you're going to jail.
This could have been easy, you know? I would have paid you to keep your stupid mouth shut. Now I have to give it all to those lazy bums just to save my own skin. Fuck you. Give me the settlement form. I'll sign it.
Okay. Return to Hightower. Oh, yeah. No, wait. Wasn't it... Who was it who asked me to check this out? I don't believe it was Hightower. Hi.
Hey again.
So what's the deal with Lemon's jaw?
Well, the story is that Lemon docked someone's pay for dropping a tool off the side of the overpass. Can't say I believe that part, because Lemon never goes up there. Anyways, so the worker drops the tool, Lemon docks his pay, and the guy just socks him right in the face.
Oh,
Broke Lemon's jaw and walked off the job site. Wish I could meet the guy and shake his hand.
Okay, do you get along with your co-workers?
Somewhat. I'm supposed to be representing them, but some of them enjoy doing nothing, so I'm getting mixed signals on what they want. In any event, until I can get some better leverage, I'm not going to move at all.
Could you tell me how I can help again?
We need leverage. We don't have any hard evidence of wrongdoing on Lemon's part, but we suspect he's been cutting our pay. It's not normal for a check to be different amounts every month, right? The project is partially funded by Frick Stanton, but there are rumors about him slow-walking the project intentionally. I don't personally believe that, though. Once you do that, you could either head to Hightower or go to the press. The only things Fold understands are power, money, and reputation. If you threaten one of those, they'll probably work with you.
So I go to... Right, okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
If I go to Hightower with this, he'll make sure you guys get paid, and he'll probably get the construction working again. Yeah? I still don't know whether I should go to the press, but that sort of goes against my instinct at the moment. Right, Hightower Mansion. Let's go and speak to him. He did seem more reasonable than some. Also, perhaps this will win him over, and I am wandering in the wrong direction, aren't I? I need to be heading... Is that a... It's one of those lizards that gives off the vibe of wanting to eat my face, but never quite plucking up the courage. You know, I think I'm weirded out more by these neat rows of beautiful flowers thriving out here in this arid environment, more than I am those epileptic turrets. That probably says more about me than it should. Was that him? Hello again.
Excuse me.
Yes? What do you want?
Right. Maybe soon. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about the Wendell-Peterson Highway overpass.
Yes, the nightmare that has been plaguing Baker for nearly a decade. Did you have any news?
Decade? Oh. Yes, I do. Oh, should I tell him about the sabotage? Stanton is behind. Oh, should I tell him? Ooh. I feel like this is taking a side. I always felt like I was going to be. You know what? I feel like in this particular case, I might want to tell him, well, more or less everything. Yeah. Stanton is behind it all. He's paying full to slow down work on the overpass.
This is getting complicated. Stan has a lot of power around here. We can't exactly go arrest him over this. We could either arrest the project foreman or potentially turn Stanton into the press. Which would you like to do?
Oh. Stanton has to pay for that. I mean, I'm not against him paying for this, but you said it yourself. He probably... Would he? This place is definitely all about the politics. If we give Stanton to get back to me. I'm not so worried about it getting back to me, although it might be beneficial if it didn't come to Stanton's attention that I was working against him right now. And I suspect that's probably better for everyone. Maybe you could use this information against Stanton. Let's go after Full. If we go after Stanton, it'll get back to me and probably cause chaos.
That is a reasonable decision. I'm gonna make a few phone calls to my friends at Fort Weston. I think this calls for Fold to lose his freedom, not just his job. I'm sure he'll think twice about doing something like this after a few years behind bars.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that this man has the best interests of Baker at heart when compared to Stanton. I mean, I feel like somebody told me that already. I'm still reluctant to commit, but... Hi.
Yes? What do you want?
Okay. Any chance you want to discuss politics? This might be the right time.
Of course. Civic mindedness is the bedrock of Californian democracy. What did you want to discuss?
Right. Yeah, what do you think of Baker?
It is a large and growing community, centered on tourism to the Strip, military movement to the west, agriculture, and the overpass construction project.
You don't think the construction project, when completed, will harm Baker? Because Stanton does. What problems does Baker face?
Well, there is a significant level of corruption. The Ultrajet epidemic has hit Baker unusually hard. The local police department has been apathetic or incompetent in the face of it. In addition, should the NCR expedition to the Mojave reverse, this town will enter a steep decline. Based on my information, that's closer than you might think.
Oh, so if they start losing the war in the Mojave, this place will go into decline? Well, it'll be a frontier town again, won't it, rather than a stopover. What do you think is going on at the town hall?
Something major. I've been forming connections with the powers that be for decades, and I clearly interrupted something when I got Colonel Royas transferred here. Secret meetings at Hub ranches, an emergency meeting in Shady, troop transfers at Murrock and Fort Irwin. A lot of powerful people are going out of their way to not talk about it. If I had to guess, the Hub is making a move against Stanton. That said, now that I've called Colonel Royes here, the trade war between them is unlikely to escalate any further.
Okay, so it doesn't really seem like you're against Stanton, though, even though... I mean, maybe it's just me assuming that all the big wigs would be against each other somehow, but... So you called in Royes?
That is correct. I had to burn quite a few favors to get him transferred here from his wonderful campaign protecting lakefront property in the Sierra Nevada. There were caravan attacks not too long ago, and I thought his forces would be more useful protecting our largest supply line of the Mojave than some vacation and CEOs.
I concur with your opinion. Okay, let's talk about something else.
Sure, if that's what you want.
It's definitely making a lot more sense, isn't it? What do you think of the Mojave campaign, then?
It's important to the future of the NCR. Securing control of the Mojave will enable greater control of the Long 15 and enable further NCR expansion through Nevada and to Utah. The dream of a stable, peaceful civilization is in sight. And of course, locally, the annexation of New Vegas as the first true new state of the NCR since its founding will help with our economy. Its populace still uses the bottle cap, and that's something that will make the transition from the dollar to the cap much easier.
Yeah. Have you considered whether or not the people of New Vegas want this? I mean... Let's just say I've been there and, well, not to New Vegas itself, not the Strip, but the surrounding area, and feelings towards the NCR is somewhat mixed. I wouldn't say hostile exactly, but definitely tense. Is transitioning from the dollar to the cap important?
More important than most people understand. It's not all military prowess. People need to feel like their currency is worth something to feel secure. They need to feel that the fundamentals of society function. If they don't, well, then society is doomed.
Okay. Do you really think New Vegas wants to join the NCR? Or Vegas?
Why wouldn't they? The NCR is the best hope for the wasteland. After nearly a decade of contact with them, surely they have realized that by now.
I wouldn't count on it if I were you. I'm going to guess this is a silly question, but what do you think of Caesar's Legion?
They are a serious threat to civilization and represents a backward step to the time of anarchy and violence. I assume most people in Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado are by and large good people, so it's up to us to free them from Legion totalitarianism.
Yeah. I might worry about statements like that as being propaganda had I not met the Legion, and I have to concur, so let's talk about something else.
Sure, if that's what you want.
What do you think of Kimball?
President Kimball is the personification of hub state politics, for better or for worse. Patronage, over-bureaucracy and underfunding of government departments, lack of federal aid to the states, corruption, obedience to moneyed interests, and a lack of social safety nets. I've spoken with him at length on these issues, but he believes that all these problems are temporary ones, or they're not actually problems.
Sounds like you should be running for president then. What do you think of the hub?
It is a difficult place to run a business. The city has been desperate for revenue since the '73 riots and was forced to increase taxes on its citizens. The state government prioritizes the suburbs over our urban working class. Rampant corruption on all levels of power impairs efficiency and erodes public trust in our institutions. And the most important high-paying union jobs continue to leave for, well, the West.
Union jobs?
Labor unions, the spokesmen of the workers, a vital component of any democracy. Kimball has been uniformly hostile to them and has broken up dozens of smaller unions and a couple of the larger ones. In the hub, the only major union left is the Desert House Railroad Workers Union, a sharp decline and sad to see.
Okay, what were the '73 riots?
The hub has always been a difficult place for mutants to live peacefully. In '73, it boiled over after police attacked a ghoul woman of the oldest trade. I have a distaste for the profession, but I also acknowledge it as a legitimate occupation. She didn't deserve that. I remember seeing the smoking downtown from my office in the Water District. and I saw the poor of the hub shoot at officers in the Heights district. So many people just left after that. The hub has never recovered.
Right, okay, so that's enough about the hub
If you
then.
wish.
Yeah, so let's get back to
Ask them.
my other questions. All right. Seeing as we've built up a bit more rapport here, I still have that friend named Donnie who needs employment.
It's kind of you to help someone in need, but I won't let just anyone work in my house.
No, I get it.
Is he a good worker? And more importantly, is he trustworthy?
I'm going to go out on a limb here. And say I'm going to vouch for him. I think he's going to work hard and he just needs a chance to do the right thing.
Very well. I will let him work here. However, the workers' quarters are only for my trusted employees, and I do not trust him yet. He'll have to stay in the community center for now, but
right.
I will pay him a fair salary, enough that he may one day own his own home.
Okay, well that's all he needs. A chance. All right.
Yes. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Right, now we're getting somewhere. The winds are rolling on in. Hey, Cavill, how you doing? Yeah. I'm going to let you into a little secret here. Part of the reason I...
Excuse me.
...feel like this is a man that I want to be on the right side of is the fact that I like his dog. Terrible reason, also best reason. Okay, well, I need to give Donnie the good news, but I did also promise that I would have a long talk with someone named Knox and convince him to leave Donnie alone. Unfortunately, I did not have any success the last time I attempted that. Perhaps I should speak to the man in the community centre first.
What do you want?
Oh, God. Look, I need you to lay off Donnie, okay?
Donnie? You mean that shit stain that sleeps in the alley? Yeah, no thanks. We got enough of a rat problem already.
And
Let him
fix your
know I've been
mustache.
helping myself to his chem stash, though. He has some good shit.
What will it take to... We've already asked this, haven't we? Let's not talk about this anymore.
Bored.
Yeah, that's because you're boring.
Yeah, you probably should.
You attract it, I'm afraid. Right, where was Donnie? Donnie was around here somewhere. Was that him? I can't remember exactly what he looked like. Yeah, I don't think that was him. Yeah. Let's run right past him. No. That's Knox. Ah, right, of course, I met him on the main street, didn't I? I met him on the main street. I think he was just sat down. There he is, I believe. No, it was the sheriff that sat down. Blind drunk. Donnie!
I'll wait a bit before asking for some change.
Yeah, never mind. Look, I spoke to Mr. Hightower, and he'll let you work there, and you can live at the community centre.
Whoa. I'm gonna need some nicer clothes to work at Mr. Hightower's house. I hope you'll give me some. Here. I know it's not much, but I wanted to thank you for helping me get my life back on track.
Perhaps you should... 23 cats. Perhaps you should actually use that money... You know... I'm going to have a word with the boss in there. Make sure he's got a place to live. Good grief. He was... here! Hi, Melvin,
Welcome
right.
back. How can I help?
That's it, that's all.
Of course.
Never mind. Okay, so... You did say if he gets a job, you'd let him stay here, right? Or did I make that up? No one's convinced. Especially not with the sunglasses. Nobody's convinced. You're not tough. Not remotely. And you're not cool. You're definitely not cool. In fact, you may be the epitome of uncool. Right, okay, so there we go. Making waves and beginning to get somewhere. Although, I'm still not... Right, I need to talk to Deputy Bob or the Mayor. Or I could try and get the functional vertibird. Could go and see Stanton again and see if he's planning something. Then go and see the Mayor and perhaps... If I can speak to him. Wild Blue Yonder. The functioning that... I'm really a bit... I find myself... Oh God, there were things here I hadn't looted. Yep, there were things here I had not looted. I can go and check and see if I need to go far, far away to find this rotor blade. And I have a feeling I might. I don't think I should head into the Kelso crater. Although, I suppose I could peek. But then on the way back, check what I missed here. I could do that. I could definitely do that. And on the way I could speak to Stanton. Yes. That I could do. I'm almost certainly talking myself into doing something monumentally stupid. So before I do that, I just want to go and check what the hell is up here. I don't really... New California Construction Company. Guaranteed wind and rad scorpion proof. Okay. Is this a construction site? Or what? What are we constructing here? Okay, there's a tent. Alright. All this because I'm incredibly nosy. Right. Night is falling. I'm going to go get a night's sleep, I think. This is the mayor's house. Right. Interesting. I'm going to refrain from poking around too much. I feel like discretion is warranted here. I'll go and see the mayor and the town hall before I start trying to wander around his private residence. Right now, I'm going to go and get some sleep. Okay, so I don't have company tonight. That's a bit of a relief. I mean, I'm not against company, but she was particularly boring company. Took up half the bed and just kind of lay there.
Had a dip in the pool yet? Cleanest water for miles.
Okay, seriously, can we at least exchange names? Wow, where did you just... Harmonica. It's just... Who is she? You know what? I realise I didn't eat yesterday. That was fairly silly of me. Right, I'm thinking squirrel on a stick, maybe. Caravan lunch would be nice. Oh, I haven't... No. Gecko gyro. That's what I'm having. And... there you go. Breakfast and water from a sink. Classy breakfast. Does this happen to everyone? Does everyone have to bunk up with someone else? Okay. Apparently I can just wander in and out of people's rooms, so there's no security, which would explain her. Maybe she just does this, waits for someone to unlock a room and then just uses it. And then when you ask her what she's doing and tell her that she needs to explain herself, she just gives you that very blank, ever so slightly smiling look. Until you think, okay, this is too weird, I'm leaving now. Right. Today's tasks. Yeah, we're going to be heading over there. But before we do, on the way, I want to speak to Stanton. Was there anything else I needed to speak to Stanton about? I don't think so. Seek permission for Elias to head home through the long... Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm doing. But I also need to talk about the identity theft. I definitely need to talk to Bob. Which means I probably need to focus on the alcoholism. But I'm going to wait a little while. I want to speak to Stanton, but more than anything, I just want to head to see what is in the wild blue yonder. I'm not going to lie to myself. I kind of want to find something to shoot. Just, you know, let off some steam. Keep the edge, as it were. Make sure I don't go rusty. Dust off the cobwebs. Pick your metaphor. As long as it involves me shooting something, I'm okay with it. It's probably silly, but I still prefer to use the roads. Is there something there? Do mole rats have stealth fields? Is that a new strain of mole rat? Okay. Interesting. By interesting, I mean worrying. Yeah, okay. So...
Hey there.
Right, now... Determine if Frick Stanton is planning something. So the question is how to do that. I suppose I could just go and chat with him and see if he'll spill the beans. I mean, you never know. Or I could just...
Would love to see one of the hub barons try to survive a day of work here.
Yeah, isn't Mr. Stanton a hub baron of sorts? Right, we'll go upstairs. Yeah, we'll just talk straight to the man. I'm not saying he'll tell me what I want to know, but... There he is. Yes. Might also want to talk to someone called Stubbs. Spits in eye. Hi.
¿Qué carajo estás mirando?
You don't have to speak English, do you?
Solo para el de arriba. Y tú no eres él. Especialmente no hablo inglés con los amigos del jefe.
Okay, so I speak enough Spanish to know that you're insulting me. Yep.
Entonces no me hables. No soy tu amigo ni quiero serlo.
Sure, you know what?
Fuera!
Right back at you. Okay, Mr. Stanton.
Did we have additional business?
Right. Yeah, Royers is asking if Baker needs any assistance, and he directed me to you.
Really? Well, that's good to hear. Actually, you're not a trooper. You don't really carry yourself that way. Let's have a conversation, you and I, huh?
Okay. What sort of conversation?
It's simple. The raiders, the crime, the violence, all of it can be tracked back to the mayor. And I want your help taking him down. But there are things that need to be done before I can move against him. I know you're working for Royez right now, and that's fine. I hope that you can work for me too.
Okay. I'm listening.
Oh, it's simple. Whenever Royez gives you a task, come back to me so we can, talk it over. You'll be well paid, believe me.
And
do this and we're friends. And
it begins.
Just to show that I'm more than willing to compensate my friends, some cash on the house.
Right. Ain't my first. Okay. Yeah, it begins. Speak to Colonel Royez about the current situation. Determine if Stanton is planning something. Well, I know he's planning something now. Okay. Why do I feel like I've seen this movie? I'm going to play everyone against each other. But do I want to do that? Possibly. Difficult to know at the moment. Really is. But he was rather forthcoming with information. So, you know what? Mission accomplished, I guess. Right. So he wants to overthrow the mayor. A mayor I've not yet met. I feel like I want to speak to the mayor first. And, of course, I want to do that before speaking to the colonel. Yeah, how am I going to do that? I think I had to spend some money, which I don't object to, but I also object to. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I feel like I want to sort the sheriff situation out first, and maybe get some intel that way. Probably all that will do is add yet another person to add to this somewhat overcomplicated chessboard. And seeing as we've got how many players now? We've got 2 hub bosses, a colonel, the mayor. That's 4. And then we would have a 5th. Well, of course, we've got the 6th, the one that was very annoying. So that's 6. This is not technically chess, really, is it? Not even close. Or it's chess where absolutely everybody is breaking the rules, and instead of playing with pieces, they're smashing the pieces with baseball bats. Oddly, that's probably a very apt metaphor. I haven't forgotten my promise to the gentleman inside. I'm just considering the best way to do that. And honestly, the best way to do that is to probably get an awful lot more ammunition. Do I? I've got this and this. I don't have a lot of ammunition for this. I do have a lot of ammunition for this, but this fires rather slowly. I got that. I got this. But I don't have a lot of ammo for that. So that's not great. And I do now have the remoleculizer, which doesn't really look like it does that much. Probably because I'm not very good at energy weapons. But you never know, maybe it does a lot against robots. Hard to know unless you shoot robots with them. I wasn't impressed with the plasma pistol or the laser rifle. This is where I should shut up and start concentrating on making sure there are no death claws here. I know it was an optical illusion. My paranoid mind conjured up in the dark when I was creeping around here. But just in case, I'd like to assume there is in fact a death claw around here, somewhere. And I'm hoping I spot it before it spots me. So, where I never noticed that. I never noticed that. There's a way up there, and there is a seat. Okay. Water fountain. Okay, okay. There's definitely got to be a way up there. There has got to be... It's not there. There's a way up there. There is a way up there. Okay. Well, I wanted to shoot something, so... Mission accomplished. What did I miss? I must have missed. No. I missed a doctor's bag and a harmonica. Yeah, I don't think I need any of that at the moment. Right, there's no ladder, there's no... Okay, no. There's a way up there. There is a way... Ah ha 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 ha! Ha. No. Yeah. No. Okay, no, I could, yes! Don't knock the boxes off. Don't knock them. You're gonna need them. You're gonna need them. You're gonna need them. Yes! Yes! I have temporarily lost my calm demeanor. Calm demeanor re-established. A laser rifle! An empty ammunition. Well, we got some microfusion. A laser rifle. Not a rifle person, not a laser person, but... Well... Tell you what I am. I'm a sit on a chair and observe the world person right now.
Yippee-yay!